Anime review. Welcome to today's video where we are going to be reviewing anime. In 2025, I discovered for the first time the romance and slice of life category. And honestly, I ended up discovering a lot of captivating work. So today we are going to be reviewing these animes. Before we get into it, on what basis am I going to be rating this anime? There are four major criterias. The first one, storytelling, which just means, I need a good build up, good pacing, and good narrative structure. The second one would be the animation and artistic style. Basically, just the animation of the manga needs to fit the vibe of the story. Third is character development. I like to see characters go through ups and downs and challenges and meeting new people. I don't want to see, the character stay the same throughout the whole show. And the fourth one is the emotional investment for the viewer. As a viewer, I need to care about the story. I need to care about the characters. That way, I think it leaves more impact and you appreciate the work more. So now, first anime. First anime that we have is Insomniacs After School. So Insomniacs After School tells us the story of Ganta, who's a high school student that suffers from insomnia, which leads him to be less energetic, gloomy, depressed all the time, and he doesn't really fit into class. He ends up meeting with Magari, who also suffers from insomnia. They bond over it, and they end up deciding, to go out at night, walk around the city. And honestly, the animation is amazing of the scenery, of the sky, of the stars. So Ganta, since he saw all of this, he became interested with photography. So throughout the whole show, we see their adventures, how they bond with one another, how they develop relationship with their friends. The animation is really good. So I really enjoyed this anime. I have nothing bad to say about it. It's a pretty solid anime, and for that, I'm gonna rate it in the A tier. Definitely A tier for Insomniacs After School. Moving on. Next anime that we have is Horimiya. Horimiya tells us the story of Hori and Miyamura. Miyamura is a student in high school, and Hori is his classmate. So Miyamura is pretty shy, reserved, introverted, and Hori is pretty extroverted, confident, etc. Now, the thing is, they lead separate lives from their school life. They have completely different personalities, and they end up meeting by surprise outside of school. So we see them throughout the show, we see them bonding, spending time together, getting to know one another. The story is very cozy, it's very chill, super slice of life, really good watch. The animation is average. It fits the story. It's good, it's just average, nothing exceedingly surprising about it. But it's a solid show. I enjoyed it. So for Horimiya, I would put it on C tier. And the only reason that I put it on C tier is that I didn't find that there is some sort of depth to the characters. It's a good show, but isn't comparable to Insomniacs After School, for example. Yeah, so Horimiya, C tier. Next anime. Just Because is a story of Izumi, who ended up moving out from his hometown because his father got relocated elsewhere. And so he left his friends, his crush, and he moved to another town. In the last year of high school, he ends up coming back. He meets with Natsume, who was his crush. He meets with his childhood friends, and we see them, evolving, getting to know one another, developing, romance feelings, spending time together. But honestly, the story isn't that interesting. It's very stale. And the animation is very gloomy. It's on the grayish side. The ending is really good, but honestly, I kind of forced myself to watch the show, but it wasn't that great of an experience for me. I didn't relate to the characters, and throughout the story, you didn't get enough background to feel invested, with the storyline. So for that reason, Just Because is in E tier. Yeah, E tier. Next anime is Tonikawa Over the Moon for You. It's a completely different story in terms of settings. So the story is of Nasa and Tsukasa. Nasa and Tsukasa end up getting married from the get-go, from the first episode. And the story is super fun, super light, super cozy. We see them interacting with each other, getting to know one another, being comfortable around one another, meeting friends, family, etc. And you can see that there is a plot, a super interesting plot in the story, but honestly, the pacing is super slow, so they don't really get much into it. It's 2 seasons long, so I think it has pretty much like 26 episodes, if I'm not wrong. And the story starts evolving and the plot starts moving forward in the late episodes of the second season. The animation is average, it's good, but it's super average. I really enjoyed watching it. Super fun show, but because the pacing is slow and the plot isn't really moving forward, I have to put it in C tier. I'm very much looking forward for the next season, and yeah, I think if the plot is interesting, it's definitely going to move up to the upper B tier. So let's move on to the next anime. I'm very excited to review this one. Its March comes in like a lion. I've never seen an anime that is super underrated like this one. It's the story of Kirei. It's not really romance. There's very light romance in it. It's mostly slice of life, and the main character is Kirei. Kirei is a high school student and a professional shogi player. For you guys who don't know shogi, shogi is like the chess game for Japan. I'm gonna leave an image of it on the screen for you guys. So he's a professional shogi player. What's interesting about this story is that Kiriyama had a really rough childhood. He lost his parents, he started living with another family, then he moved on to live on his own. So he carries a lot of doubt, a lot of fears, depression too. So we see him throughout the show battling these inner feelings and battling his own self. He has a really warm heart, super hardworking, super smart characters. And we see him interacting with another family. It's a family that has three sisters, Akari, Hinata, and Momo. And the animation of this whole series is amazing. It's super different, it's super unique, and it gives you cozy and warm vibes. Honestly, the pacing is super slow. I forced myself to watch, up to like the 15th episode, and after the episode 15, I was completely hooked into the story. I think it's because the author wanted to kind of like develop the story of the characters slowly. But once you reach episode 15, you're locked in. You're locked in with each character. You have, tournaments for Shaggy. You have a lot of interesting characters, smart ones, characters that have a lot of empathy, super nice, super warm. You see the wholesomeness of family, the challenges of family life, and yeah, mostly throughout the whole show, you truly see the development of Kiriyama. So yeah, for this, I'm gonna put Marsh Comes In Like a Lion in B tier, only because it takes 15 episodes to get hooked in. Otherwise, super underrated anime. I definitely recommend you guys to give it a chance. Solid one, without any shadow of a doubt. Next anime. So next we have Call of the Night. Like March Comes In Like a Lion, it's a unique anime. So Call of the Night is the story of Ko and Nazuna. Nazuna is a vampire, and Ko is a middle school student. So he's super smart, but he got bored of school, so he ended up, not wanting to go there anymore. On a whim, he decided to go out at night and start walking around the city, and he ended up meeting with Nazuna. So he developed this dream of becoming a vampire. So throughout the show, we see him interacting with the other vampires. Nazuna starts meeting with his circle and with his environment. And what's amazing about the show is the animation. The animation is exceptional. The way they picture the nightlife, and what I mean about nightlife is solely life at night in the city. They just keep wandering around, doing random things, playing games. It's super fun watch, super funny. Yeah, definitely enjoyed watching it. I'm gonna leave some images for you guys so that you can see, how is it's animated. I'm gonna put it in B tier only because when I ended up finishing the anime, I jumped right on the manga and I finished the manga. And honestly, the end of the manga was super underwhelming. The author left a lot of questions about the main plot unanswered, and it kind of like felt like a premature end of the manga. And it's a feeling that was shared, amongst all the people that read the manga. So yeah, this is why I'm gonna put it, or I put it in B tier. Otherwise, it was definitely gonna be A tier or S tier. Definitely recommend watching the anime. Pretty solid one. Moving on. Next anime that we have is The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. It's the story of Rintaro and Kaoruko. Both of them are students in high school. Rintaro is in an all boys high school, and Kaoruko is in a private all girls high school right next door. I'm not gonna give out much in this video. I don't want to spoil any anime. So Rintaro is pretty misunderstood. He's super shy, reserved, and strangers basically judge him on his appearance. And Kaoruko is a very sweet girl, super chill, smiling all the time. And they end up meeting, and they end up, wanting to get to know one another. It's a very cozy and warm story. It has a lot of positive reinforcement, which I appreciated. And yeah, the story, the pacing of the story is great. The animation is amazing. I honestly have nothing to say about it. The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity definitely belongs in S tier without any shadow of a doubt. I also ended up reading the manga. The manga is as good as the anime, if not better. Yeah, super solid anime. I definitely recommend it. It's like a fresh breath, you watch it, you only see positive things, people dealing with challenges in a different manner. Yeah, super cool anime. Definitely enjoyed watching it. Next anime. Next, we have Tsuki ga Kirai. Like the moon, you're beautiful, or something like this. Tsuki is the moon, Kirai is beautiful. Well, Tsuki ga Kirai. It's the story of Kotaro and Akane, two students in middle school. Kotaro is very introverted and shy. Akane is also reserved, but she's much more outgoing than him. She plays sports. Honestly, I didn't enjoy the anime. It felt too middle schoolish. I mean, what am I expecting, right? But it felt super middle schoolish. And I didn't really enjoy the story. They didn't really give us much depth to the characters. The animation is good. Yeah, so I didn't really enjoy watching it. I tried forcing myself to watch it, but couldn't get myself to finish it. I think I watched like 80 or 90% of it. So yeah, for that, I'm gonna put Tsuki ga Kirai on F tier. I didn't really enjoy watching it. Yeah, so let me know what you think. Hmm. Yeah, definitely F tier. Can't do anything about it, guys. Next one that we have is My Love Story with Yamada-kun at level 999. It's the story of Akane, who's a student in college, and Yamada, who is a student in high school. They end up meeting over a game. It's a really chill story. It's super classic slice of life and romance anime in terms of events. The animation is really good. I really like the animation of it. And yeah, the characters are warm. Akane is a super warm person, kind of quirky and weird in her own way. And Yamada he's also a warm person, but more so he's super blunt, which makes the show funny. It's a really good watch. I enjoyed watching it. Super fun anime. I have nothing bad to say about it. A solid good watch. And yeah, I would put it on B tier, and very excited to see the next seasons. Yeah. So next we have My Happy Marriage. My Happy Marriage is the first anime that I watched that has romance and supernatural powers in it. Truly interesting anime. It's the story of Mio and story. It's the story. It's the story of Mio and Kudo. So Mio comes from a clan that has, ancient superpowers in it. And Mio's mother died when she was very young. So her stepmother ended up mistreating her. She had a really rough childhood. And her father basically didn't do anything. He left things be as they are. So when she grew up and she became a young woman, they, pushed her to get married to Kudo. And Kudo is the head of another prestigious clan in that universe. Kudo has this rumors about him that he's super rough, that he's merciless, that he's super cold. So they end up, giving her to him. But surprisingly or not, Kudo is a super nice guy, super misunderstood. He's strict in his own way, but he's super emotionally intelligent, super present. He definitely cares about people around him and cares about his family. And throughout the show, we see their story evolving. We see Mio developing more confidence, trusting her husband, so trusting Kudo, and Kudo doing the same. Super wholesome story, lovely animation, cozy settings and cozy vibe in it. Super interesting. Even the power structure of it is interesting. So yeah, really good watch. I definitely recommend it. And yeah, without a doubt, I am looking forward to the next season. So my happy marriage is definitely in A tier. Moving on. Next is Blue Box. I'm very excited to review Blue Box. Blue Box is the first anime that I watched in this category. It's because I watched Blue Box and I appreciated it so much that I ended up watching all these other animes. So Blue Box is a story of Inomata Taiki and Shinatsu Kano. Both students are in high school. So Taiki plays badminton and Shinatsu is in the basketball team. What I liked about the story, is how real it is. It's fiction, but it's truly close to reality in many senses. You don't have the main character plot or armor. You can see that, yeah, the characters work hard, are disciplined, are nice, are doing their best, but even in competitions, they can lose, they can face failures, they can face deceptions. How do they deal with it? How do they develop trust with one another? And yeah, it's a super interesting anime. I absolutely adored watching it. I ended up reading the manga too. The manga is as good or even better actually than the anime. The story evolves nicely. The pacing is perfect. Honestly, I think if you want to start watching any romance anime, I definitely recommend starting with this. It sets the bar pretty high. So Blue Box definitely S tier without any shadow of the doubt. And yeah, I definitely recommend it to you guys. Next, what do we have? Next we have my my dress up darling. Oh my god. My dress up darling. Definitely an interesting find. I can say that without having any shadow of a doubt. My Dress Up Darling is the story of Wakana Gojo and Marin Kitagawa. So Gojo lives with his grandfather, who works in Hana Doll's shop. So Hana Dolls are traditional Japanese dolls, and since he was a kid, he felt ashamed for some. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but he felt ashamed of wanting to create these dolls and wanting to, start working on their clothes, and yeah, so. Because of that, he became pretty reserved and shy. He ended up on accident meeting up with Kitagawa, who is pretty extroverted, has a very light energy, super warm person. And Kitagawa actually loves cosplaying. So they end up meeting with one another. They end up, bonding over cosplay, over making costumes. A super great anime. It has a lot of fan service, definitely a lot of fan service. But you know, if you can look beyond that, the story is great. It's super funny, super enjoyable. The characters are warm, and yeah, I enjoyed watching it. It's really good watch. I even started reading the manga. I haven't completed it yet, but yeah, really solid watch. I will put My Dress Up Darling in B tier. Yeah, super solid watch. Definitely recommend watching it if you can. I don't know if you're comfortable or uncomfortable with fan service, but if you can move beyond that, you know, just look at it as funny bits. It's a super interesting story, super warm and cozy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you love it. Next anime. Next anime that we have is Skip and Loafer. So Skip and Loafer is a pretty classic anime, you know, in terms of rom-com, slice of life. It's the story of Mitsumi, a young girl who grew up in the rural side of Japan. Because of her good grades, she passed the exam to go to a really good school in Tokyo. So going to Tokyo and going to school, she ends up meeting with Shima, and yeah, they end up getting to know one another. Mitsumi is a super positive person. She never gives up. She's super nice, super warm. And Shima is kind of like the most popular guy in school, but he has his own inner worries in itself. Super classic story, interesting one. Definitely enjoyed watching it. The animation is good. Yeah, so I definitely recommend it. I have nothing bad to say about it. So Skip and Loafer, I would put it in. Normally, I would put it in C tier, but yeah, I think it deserves to be in the lower B tier, but definitely B tier. Yeah. Moving on. Next anime. Next anime that we have is A Sign of Affection. A Sign of Affection is also a very unique anime. It's a story of Yuki. So she's a student in college, and she ends up meeting with Itsuomi. So what's interesting about this story is that Yuki is deaf. So having this disability, it's the first time that I watch an anime discuss a disability like this. It's a super knowledgeable anime, and also super warm one. The animation is exceptional, nothing to say about it. And what's interesting, what personally warmed my heart, is seeing how her circle is super nice, super understanding. They're willing to learn sign language, and also how Yuki didn't let herself, you know, feel down because of it. She's super outgoing, super funny. Yeah, she spends a lot of time with her friends. Yeah, I definitely enjoyed watching the story, and it's the first anime that I watch in this category that presents the story from a female lead perspective. So it was definitely interesting. I have nothing bad to say about it. Pretty solid anime. I would put it without a doubt on A tier. And yeah, definitely recommend watching it. Really lovely one. Last anime. Last anime that we have is The Dangers in My Heart. So The Dangers in My Heart is the story about Kyotaro and Anna. So Kyotaro and Anna are both in middle school, and Kyotaro is very shy, reserved, introverted. He kind of like acts like he's this, you know, pretty mean guy, but he's super warm, super serving, a super nice guy. And Anna is the not exactly opposite. They actually match in a lot of ways, but Anna is a professional model. So, you know, she's pretty extroverted, present in class, and they end up meeting on accident. I'm not going to reveal much more. This story, what's amazing about it is that it has the perfect balance between funny moments, wholesome moments, cringe moments. You know, definitely it has a lot of cringe, but it's the perfect amount of cringe for an anime. Super funny one. Definitely enjoyed watching it. It's very heartwarming, and I also enjoyed watching the character development of Kyotaro. It's definitely something that you should look forward to. And yeah, super interesting one. I enjoyed watching it. The animation is really good. So yeah, nothing bad to say about it. Definitely worth watching, and I would put The Sign of Affection in A tier. So yeah, this is my rating for these animes. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm also looking forward to 2026. You know, there are a lot of good animes coming up. You have Jujutsu Kaisen that's back. You have One Piece, the Elbaf arc, that's going to be amazing. You also have some manga chapters of Naruto, although I still don't have many information about it. You have Hell's Paradise season 2. You have Kaiju coming back too. Blue Box season 2 or season 3. Yeah, season 3. Yeah, so definitely 2026 is going to be a very good year, and I'm very much looking forward to watching these animes. But for the slice of life and romance, right now I'm watching Fruits Basket. It's a very old anime, very old manga. First, it was animated in 2001. Then it got reanimated in 2019. It has 2 seasons. I guess I'm pretty close to finishing the first season. I'm really enjoying it so far. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to 2026. Let me know, guys, what you think about this rating. If you have any animes that you recommend watching, if you want other animes to be rated, I tried to be super synthetic in my presentation of the anime. Otherwise, the video was gonna be super long. Yeah, I'm gonna leave you guys in the description my tier list. Yeah, so let me know, guys, what you think, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.